I want to talk to you today about why you need to switch from a scarcity mindset to one of abundance, and how that will change your life and the things that you should expect to happen, and also how to do it. A little bit of my story quick. I won't take long with this, but I've been through all aspects of financial experiences. I grew up in poverty, and I got to living in a $1 million home, experiencing incredible abundance experiences, free trips, fully paid, and as well, not only fully paid trips, but got paid handsomely to go to these trips and to do what I love every day. I'm not bound to working a 9-to-5 job. I don't have a degree. I'm not smart in terms of book smarts, of paper degree and showing jobs. Hey, I have these degrees. I just came from a tough neighborhood and a tough life where we didn't have much. I know how it feels to not have food in the fridge. I know how it feels to get final notices for bills and to go to the food banks and to go to pawn shops to pawn my stuff just for money, and to ask countless amounts of people for help and for $20 or $100 just to help out. But now I live a beautiful life in complete abundance, where money flows to me from all directions, and I'm able to do really cool things. I experience living in my dream home. I experience just upgraded into a brand new RV that's costs as much as a house. It's incredible how your life could absolutely change when you understand how to switch from a poverty mindset into one of abundance. And it started for me when I first watched The Secret, The Secret by Rhonda Burns, and I didn't know that we had this power to attract things in our life by the way that we think. And that led to reading other books like The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace and Waddles, by listening to a lot of Bob Proctor, by understanding my energy and my thoughts, and that I don't need a degree. I don't need to go down that route that's been sold to us to create abundance for myself. But when you're in a place of scarcity, what happens is you start, your thoughts are just bombarded with all the things that are tough in life, like your bills you gotta pay, the food you gotta buy, where you're gonna live, the vehicle you drive, or maybe you don't drive, and you're struggling in life, and the environment you're around might not be good. The people you talk to don't talk like how I'm talking right now, about abundance, about opportunity, about attraction and frequency and vibration, right? People you might be surrounded by talk about problems, and they talk about gossip, and they talk about news, and they talk about how bad the world is, and they talk about how struggle is real. When the truth is, every single one of us has this spirit in us, and the spirit in us is all-knowing, and the spirit in us is all-powerful. But instead of operating from this spirit, we operate from ego, and we operate from our current results. And our current results might say, we have no money in the bank, or it might say we're struggling. It might say that we live this tough life. And so we think in terms of this scarcity. We think in terms of this struggle and this pain. And the problem is, when you think in terms of that and you create images in your mind of how bad it is and how much struggle it is, what we're doing is we're vibrating a frequency on a very low vibration, and it's bringing in more of what it is that we're thinking about. It's bringing in more of what we're imagining and what we're feeling, and it causes us to do actions that are very low vibration, like go to a pawn shop or ask for money and borrow money and go get a payday loan and work these shitty jobs, not knowing just how powerful you are, right? And so how you shift from this is what I did. So let's say this side is scarcity and this side is abundant mindset. I started to isolate myself a little bit from my environment. Basically, I lived in this rundown apartment, and and I had access to Wi-Fi. So what I did was I started listening to powerful YouTube videos, right? YouTube videos of Bob Proctor, Jim Rohn, Les Brown, Zig Ziglar, law of attraction videos, and I started to consume my mind with this new information because my friends over here on the scarcity side weren't listening to this, so I had to do something different, right? And then what I did was I went to the bookstore and I started to buy books on abundance mindset, on thinking, on leadership, on possibilities. Like, I started to work on myself internally in my mind. Now I'm getting nothing but good information. And then I started really being conscious of how I think. You know, was I thinking negative or was I thinking positive? Was I thinking about my problems or was I thinking of imagining what my future could look like? And the way you gotta do this is you gotta imagine as if everything is possible. You gotta imagine as if you have all the money in the world. Don't think in terms of your result. If you imagine in terms of where you're at right now, your imagination's not gonna be big. You're gonna limit yourself. You need to let go and let God. You know, on this side, start thinking as if you had a magic genie and anything is possible. And there's 3 parts to this, and I want to start getting into the framework now. So there's 3 parts to how to manifest and why having an abundance mindset is so important and how it could change your life. So the very first thing is imagination. You want to imagine what it is that you want, right? If it's a nicer house, if it's the way you're living, I want you to imagine what that would look like and get really vivid about it. Brighten the colors, put some sound into it, the temperature, the feeling, who's there, the people, what you're doing. Don't think of the money, think of the end result, what you're gonna buy with that money. You know, like maybe it's the car, maybe it's a lifestyle, maybe it's a certain neighborhood, maybe it's a trip somewhere. And start visualizing as if it's real, as if you're there, as if you're doing everything. For me, I just manifested an RV, $140,000 RV. But when I was manifesting, I was imagining myself driving in it already. I was imagining myself showering in it. I imagined myself cooking in it. I imagined my family enjoying it. I imagining visitors coming to it before I even had it. So you want to imagine you using what it is you're trying to manifest. Then what you want to do is, that's you talking to creator. Your imagination is you talking to creator. The second thing is intuition. Intuition is what comes back to you. That's creator talking back to you, telling you, here's what you gotta do to get this, what you're imagining. You gotta listen to those gut feelings, because it'll tell you direct directions on how to get what it is that you're manifesting. So those are a two-way combination of your imagination is you talking to creator, saying, this is what I want. Talking to the universe, this is what I want. Your intuition comes back to you and it tells you how to get what it is that you want. I had little gut feelings in me that told me I had to do this, and I followed it to a T, and within 11 days I manifested this amazing RV. I'm going to show you that in the next video. I'm going to take you on a tour of this RV. And then the third thing is willpower. So willpower is so important because your mind is gonna wander. Your mind is gonna say, you're thinking of your vision one day, you're thinking about it all day long while you're working, while you're doing your thing, but your mind wanders and goes back to scarcity mindset, goes back to how bad it is. You need to push that away and use your willpower to continue to get your thoughts on this, what you're imagining. You want to let it consume you throughout your day, and whatever it is that you're doing, your work, however you go about your day, you want to use your willpower to think of this vision right through. Those 3 things, if you could practice that, will get you anything and everything you want in your life, and then you're able to attract and live such an abundant life, and your whole life will change. And that's what happened to me. I've been able to do these 3 things now. It's like a muscle. You work on those 3 things, it gets stronger and stronger and stronger, and you're able to manifest a lot more powerfully and a lot more quicker than you could ever imagine. I hope this video helped you out. If it did, hit that like and subscribe button and comment below.